Becoming a preferred source for AI, EEAT signals LLMs recognize. Introduction: AI-powered search systems, like ChatGPT, Google's Gemini, and Perplexity, now answer questions by citing reliable websites. These engines tend to pick sources that demonstrate expertise, experience, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness, often called EEAT. In practice, that means AI models look for clues, or signals, on your site and page that show it's written by a knowledgeable human, backed by facts, and published on a trusted site. This article summarizes what kinds of signals help an AI notice and cite your page. We've reviewed dozens of AI-cited pages and research studies to pinpoint key EEAT features. You'll get a clear checklist for improving your content, guidelines for author bios, and basic trust factors every site needs. Follow these best practices to become a preferred source for AI-generated answers. Understanding EEAT. EEAT stands for experience, expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness. It began as a guideline for Google's human quality raters and now influences AI search engines too. Each pillar means experience. The writer has first-hand experience with the topic, e.g., personal use of a product or original research. Expertise. The writer has real qualifications or deep knowledge in the subject. Authoritativeness. The site or author is recognized as a go-to source, widely cited or linked by others. Trustworthiness. The content is honest, accurate, and safe, e.g., secure site, clear sourcing. Importantly, Google notes that trust is the most important of these, with the others contributing to it. In other words, content that is verifiably accurate and transparent is what search engines and AI ultimately prefer. AI models don't have an EEAT score, but they use many related factors during search and answer generation. Retrieval phase. The engine, Google or Bing behind the scenes, first finds relevant pages. Sites with strong EEAT tend to rank higher, so they are more likely to be retrieved as sources. Evaluation phase. When assembling an answer, the AI examines candidate pages for quality signals. For example, it checks who wrote the content, whether the page cites sources, and if the claims are specific and consistent with other sources. In short, to get cited, your content must look credible, both to Google/Bing indexing and to the AI's internal logic. Experience signals. Experience signals are clues that the author has first-hand knowledge. AI systems look for content that could only come from someone who actually did or saw something. Examples include first-person accounts. Phrases like "I installed the product and observed," or reviews with original photos give evidence of experience. Case studies and examples. Documenting special cases or experiments you ran on your own signals that the writer has boots-on-the-ground familiarity. Original data and research. Publishing your own survey results, test data, or original graphics. Search Foundry notes that original research, proprietary data, and visual proof, original screenshots, video, are the highest value experience signals. They are impossible for AI to replicate. Content showing real experience tends to be more detailed and concrete. AI models tend to prefer these concrete, experience-rich answers over generic explanations. In practice, make your articles unique by adding personal insights, quotes from people who lived the experience, or any exclusive facts you've observed. For example, a product review should clearly state that the reviewer personally tried the product, not just list specs. These signals tell AI, the author really used this, increasing the chance it will cite your page. Expertise signals tell the AI that the content was created by someone qualified. The model looks for evidence that the author or content creator has real knowledge of the topic. Key expertise signals include author credentials in the byline, a visible author name and short bio with job title, qualification, or affiliation, e.g. Dr. Jane Smith, PhD in biology, or John Doe, professional chef. AI checks for expertise cues in bylines or the About Author section to confirm the writer's background. Topical consistency. Many articles in the same subject area by a single author. AI looks at whether an author has repeatedly written on the topic. For example, an author with 10+ articles on gardening signals gardening expertise. Technical depth and correct terminology. Using accurate domain-specific terms correctly shows mastery. Experts tend to use the jargon and nuances of a field. AI can pick up on that. Citing or quoting other experts. References to recognized authorities, e.g., according to Harvard Research, or quotes from known experts, lend credibility. AI sees named expert quotes as a positive sign of depth. In fact, Research shows most AI-cited sources have clear author information. Authority Stack reports 96% of AI answer citations come from sources with strong EEAT signals, including visible author bylines and credentials. Websites with author pages and bios that list relevant degrees, awards, or years of experience are much more likely to be chosen. In practice, ensure each article has a byline with the author's real name, role, and a link to a biography page if possible. Mark up the author info with schema, person schema, to make it machine-readable. This tells AI, yes, a qualified person stands behind this content. Authoritativeness signals. Authoritativeness measures how well-known or respected a source is in its field. AI conveys this by preferring content that others in the web community trust. These signals include high-quality backlinks, links from authoritative domains, such as government.gov, education.edu, peer-reviewed journals, or major news outlets, boost authority. AI models use the link graph indirectly to sense authority. Analysis of 250,000 AI-cited sources found that a large share, over 50%, came from sites with moderate to high domain authority. In other words, strong domains tend to get cited, mentions, and coverage by others. If many other articles or publications cite or mention your site or author by name, this builds your authoritative reputation. For example, being referenced in Wikipedia, industry reports, or getting reviewed by other experts helps. Write sonic notes that name citations in other content, other authors referencing this piece by name, is a signal of authoritativeness. Entity recognition, being identified as an entity in knowledge graphs or directories. If Google profiles your brand or author, that strengthens authority. AI systems check for consistency. Does the author name, brand, or company appear consistently across reputable profiles? Publication in known outlets. Contributing articles to well-respected sites or journals on the topic can help. If an author wrote for known magazines or a site is part of a credible network, AI treats that as a plus. AI studies affirm that high-authority sites are cited much more often. For example, one analysis found that 31.5% of all AI-cited sources had a top-tier domain authority, 80 to 100 on Maz's scale. In practice, this means building real authority over time matters. Earn backlinks, get cited by others, and maintain a strong brand presence. Trust signals. Trust signals are indicators that your content is reliable, safe, and factual. Google calls this trustworthiness, and it's the core of EEAT. AI looks for cues that the content is accurate and well-vetted. HTTPS and site security. A secure site, HTTPS updated SSL, is a basic trust requirement. Almost all sites cited by AI use HTTPS. Clear editorial policies. Having visible pages or sections like how we test, corrections, or editorial standards shows a professional approach. AI models look for signals that you have a process for fact-checking and corrections. Transparent sourcing. Best practice is to cite statistics and claims with dated sources or references. For example, including inline citations or footnotes that link to studies or reports. AI systems favor content that names its sources and provides links to evidence as a clue of honesty. About contact pages. A detailed About Us page and a clear contact page with email, address, etc. are strong trust signals. Quality raters and AI alike see these core trust pages as evidence the site is legitimate. Thin or missing About contact pages hurt credibility. Consistent accuracy. Avoid contradictions and outdated info. AI can pick up if content has errors or conflicts with other facts. Keeping content updated with correct info is crucial. For instance, WriteSonic points out that listed trust signals include HTTPS, editorial policy, and transparent sourcing. Named sources, linked references. Ensuring these are present tells AI this page is maintained professionally and safe to trust. AI citation patterns and findings. Large-scale studies back up the above signals. For example, AI Rank Lab ran 10,000 queries across multiple LLMs, ChatGPT, Perplexity, Claude, Gemini, and found the top predictors of being cited. Their results highlight the importance of structure and EEAT. FAQ schema presence was the strongest predictor. Correlation R equals 0.61. Structured data like FAQ page schema helps AI pull concise answers. High domain authority. 50 plus also ranked high. R equals 0.54. This aligns with the X-funnel data that top-level domains get most citations. Content freshness updated in last 6 months and allowing all AI bots via robots.txt were also strong factors.
Fresher content on fast-moving topics is preferred by AI. EEAT signals, author credentials, publication date, had a decent correlation, R equals 0.47. Claude AI in particular had an even stronger correlation, R equals 0.59 with EEAT cues. This means if your site clearly shows author qualifications and trustworthy organization info, Claude is more likely to cite it. How-to schema and other structured formats also help procedural content. Another study analyzed 40,000 AI answers and 250,000 citations. It found Perplexity and Google's Gemini average about 6 citations per answer, while ChatGPT without special modes averages about 2.6. All three engines heavily favor sources that appear earned, third-party or affiliate sites, and have moderate high authority. Lower authority sites less than DA20 are cited very rarely. In the customer purchase journey, AI sources shift. Early informational queries cite more press and third-party articles, while later buying stage queries cite more owned or competitor sites. Importantly, 96% of citations by Google's AI overviews come from sources with strong EEAT signals. Authority Stacks Analysis notes that AI systems look for visible author bylines with role or credential information, links to authoritative external sources, consistent entity information, and external validation through reviews and mentions. They even observe that content acknowledging its own limitations, showing honesty, is treated as more credible. In summary, real-world data confirms if your page has clear EEAT cues, author bio, external references, updated info, etc., AI models are much more likely to choose and quote it. EEAT checklist for content creators. Use the following checklist to make your content AI-ready with strong EEAT. Author byline and bio. Always include the author's full name and credentials, e.g., John Doe, MD, Dermatology, or Jane Smith, PhD, Economics. Link to your profile or author page if possible. Use schema markup for the author, organization, or person schema with the same details. Expertise showcase. If applicable, mention the author's experience in an About the Author section. For instance, years in the field or notable publications. Ensure the content accurately uses specialized terminology and refers to other experts or studies. Accurate citations and references. Wherever you make a factual claim, statistics, historical data, etc., cite a source. Link to reputable external pages, studies, news, official docs. AI trust pages that link out to support their statements. Include in-text cues like according to source, or footnotes if appropriate. Structured data. Add relevant schema markup, article schema, with headline, date published, date modified, author, and any specific types, FAQ, how-to, etc., for your content. AI engines use schema to identify key content. Content freshness. Keep content up to date. For example, update stats or revise text if circumstances changed. Use the date modified field in your schema. Fresh content on evolving topics can boost citations. Clear contact and about pages. Ensure your site has an About Us or editorial page explaining who you are and why you're authoritative, a contact page with valid info, and privacy security policies. Google terms them core trust pages, and missing ones can hurt trust. AI also sees them as evidence of a legitimate publisher. Site security. HTTPS. Use HTTPS on all pages. An unsecured site will likely be ignored by AI models. Readable content. Use clean HTML. Avoid heavy scripts cluttering the page. Tools note that AI agents skip pages with low text or bad structure. Present information clearly, subheadings, lists, for better AI parsability. On-page trust signals. Include clear date of publication update, editors or fact-checkers if any, and disclose any sponsorship or advertising. AI systems look for honesty, e.g., this page may contain affiliate links, etc. Consistency and safety. Avoid sensational language. Ensure no glaring factual errors or conflicts. Stick to credible, neutral tone. Incorrect facts can cause an AI to distrust or skip your page. By following this checklist, your content will be rich in the signals that LLMs recognize and cite. Each bullet above maps to a quality test: real author info, source links, structured data, trust pages, security. These are the same signals that Google's guidelines emphasize for helpful content. Author bio standards. A high-quality author bio is crucial. Here are best practices. Write the author's bio in third person, e.g., John Smith is a job title. Include the author's full name, current role, title, and highest relevant degree or certification. For instance,
Jane Doe, PhD in nutrition sciences, has 10 years of experience in medical writing. Mention relevant achievements or recognitions, published works, awards, professional memberships. These details make the author verifiable. AI models look for clues like degrees or institutions. Add a photo if possible, and caption it with name. A real picture reinforces authenticity. Provide a link to the author's profile page or social media, e.g. LinkedIn. Being able to cross-check the author online adds authority. Implement schema markup for the author. For example, use author-in-person schema with fields like name, affiliation, credentials. Keep bios up to date. Review them periodically, at least every 6 to 12 months, to update titles or achievements. Fresh, accurate bioinfo maintains trust. A compelling bio should give both readers and AI systems enough information to trust the author's expertise. Inadequate or generic bios, e.g. guest contributor, make content seem less credible and are less likely to be leveraged by AI. Site trust baseline. Besides on-page content, your overall site must meet basic trust standards. Core trust pages have professional About Us, contact, privacy policy, and editorial policy disclaimers pages. These are considered strong trust signals by search quality guidelines. They show you're a serious publisher. Editorial standards. If possible, describe how content is produced. For example, state that articles are reviewed by experts or that you do fact-checking. A simple How We Work section can help. Technical quality, ensure fast load times, mobile-friendly design, and clean site architecture. AI agents need to crawl your pages. Tools note that pages with under 15% visible text get ignored, so avoid layouts heavy on scripts or ads. Security and privacy. Maintain an SSL certificate, HTTPS everywhere, and up-to-date software. A security breach or malware warns search and AI that a site is unsafe. Consistent branding. Use clear logos and site-wide author info if using by your site name. Consistency in how your brand appears, name spellings, author name, helps AI link information reliably. Avoid deceptive content. Do not hide affiliate links without disclosure. Do not plagiarize, and avoid clickbait titles. Ethical practices reduce the risk of being penalized by AI-driven filters. Accessibility. Use semantic HTML, headings, lists, and alt text for images. This not only helps users, but also ensures AI bots can read your content properly. Meeting these site-level basics sets a trust baseline. When AI systems and their underlying search indices see all these elements in place, they rank your site as credible. For example, Search Foundry highlights that thin or missing trust pages are a significant negative signal, so don't skip those. Conclusion. In the AI era of search, showing real human expertise and trust is key to being a preferred source. Content that has clear author credentials, first-hand experience, credible references, and technical trust signals tends to be chosen and cited by LLMs. By following the EEAT checklist above, writing detailed author bios, and ensuring your site has the standard trust pages, you help AI systems recognize your pages as authoritative. In turn, this increases the likelihood your content will be included in AI-generated answers and seen by readers. Remember that trust and accuracy lead the way. Produce honest, well-supported content, and let every page demonstrate why it deserves to be cited. All links to sources are available in the text version of this article. You can find the full article at autopod.co.